Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jeremy and Andrew Show. And now, here are your hosts, Jeremy and Andrew.
Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Jeremy and Andrew Show.
Heary, heary.
Here, here.
Cheers to all. Happy Monday night. Or whenever you're watching this. I mean, obviously the show comes out on Monday nights, but people kind of trickle in throughout the week, and we appreciate you watching. As always, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Andrew G.
I'm Jeremy H.
We got a good show for you tonight. Gonna start off here, jumping into comedy. This came out a little bit ago. I finally had an opportunity to watch it. Dave Attell was on Netflix. His special, Hot Cross Buns. I know you've seen Attell's stuff, so you're obviously, it's not like you've never seen. Did you see this one? I don't think you've seen this.
No,
one
I saw Attell about 2 or 3, maybe it was 4 years ago during the pandemic, at the Comedy Dome.
Okay.
And that was definitely one on my bucket list. I wanted to see Attell.
Yeah.
And he did not disappoint.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. I mean, I saw him live last summer, and yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. I recognized a little bit of the stuff in the special, but I mean, a lot of it was all brand new stuff. I mean, it seems like he's just, joke, nonstop. Then he does the stuff with the recorder, and it's absolutely hilarious,
Yeah.
And a lot of comedians, obviously Attell is kind of like their inspiration.
I don't think Attell has to try to be funny. He just is.
Yeah, he's natural. He's a natural. Especially he's been doing it for so long. I mean, Insomnia back in the day, like that was such an amazing show. Did you watch that on Comedy Central at all?
Like dribs and drabs.
See, for me, that was late night fun stuff, watching that, and then popping over to E and watching, what was that? I used to go to like Brazil and all these places, and it was just like a bunch of people partying and doing shots and a bunch of chicks in bikinis, like back when E had late night stuff that was on, and then Girls Gone Wild commercials
like
would be
Wild
popping
On. It was like Wild On.
Yes. Oh man, and the host was always banging like. Yeah, that was good times. That really raised me to be a man. They don't have that anymore now. It's RuPaul's drag, whatever.
Yeah, now E stands for ew.
E stands for ew. Ew, gross.
I really liked watching Attell, but at the time he looked a little frail. Like I was worried about his health.
Well, he talks about it in the special. His mom is like 80 something, and he kind of takes care of her, I think. But he's traveling a lot too, so I don't know how much he can really take care of her. I'm sure his money helps take care of her.
But yeah, Attell, I don't know if he's still a smoker.
I think he might be. I know he cut back on all the other stuff, but he talks about vaping a little bit in the.
He was known to be a heavy drinker.
Oh yeah. Jaeger.
And he legitimately is a night owl.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine what he's like at 7 a.m. I mean, he's probably dragging a little bit because he's just like at night he just thrives. It seems like. But yeah, I mean he's been doing nightlife forever, and that's why Insomnia was such a good gig for him too. I mean that's he's working the circuit, he's doing comedy, he's up till 3-4 in the morning in New York and shit. So. It was a perfect gig for him. But yeah, the special was great. If you haven't gotten to check it out, definitely go and watch it. There's a lot of good comedy on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
it's become pretty awesome. So as of the time that we're shooting this, some big news came out today.
Big news.
Yeah, and when this comes out later and you watch this, it'll be like a week and a half later, so it's not as big. But do you want to drop it on them?
Oh, let me see.
OJ?
Oh, okay. OJ.
Yeah. OJ died today.
I did not have this on my 2024 bingo card.
No, I didn't either. Apparently, he just released something on Instagram too, where like he was saying like I'm doing good, I'm healthy, and feeling well, and what was it, 73 or something like that?
76.
76.
But do you really believe like a narcissist and a psychopath?
Sam Morril actually he screenshot it, OJ with it said like, oh, OJ's saying he's feeling well and good spirits, and Sam Morrill's just like, unlike OJ to lie, which is funny. I put out there, it's a lot of people after I saw like, everybody saying it's very sad that he died before he could find the real killer. That was very unfortunate.
And his family put out, a statement saying, we lost OJ today. He was surrounded by his friends, his family, his kids. And I'm thinking to myself, that would have been nice if he was, with his kids who were with their mother.
Or if he was surrounded by bars instead. Yeah, it's the juice is no longer loose. Yeah, I mean, OJ was an entertainer, at the very least. You got to figure between his football career, his acting career, his Bronco driving skills.
He wasn't driving. That was AC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, AC
Okay.
Cowens.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that. I thought he was driving. And then
OJ was calling the plays.
And that was one of the very first he was calling plays. That was one of the very first big in court like TV coverage things that I can remember.
Yeah, that
was really the beginning of the racial divide. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're right.
Part of it. That being televised, that was a little bit of a part of it.
I mean, for months, that's all they would talk about on ESPN was the juice.
Well, there's that. There's Rodney King. There was, but the media's been pushing this for a long time, obviously. But Rodney King, that was pretty fucked up. They really, that was bad.
And it was like a long ass time since we had like a trial that enamored the nation. Like,
yeah. And now it's Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I mean, look at how we've fallen so fast.
Yeah, we went from Dr. Sam Shepard in the I want to say 30s or 40s to Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
Who shit on my pillow today? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, now there's court TV. Obviously, Judge Judy made a shit ton of money doing her thing. It's always been good TV. I mean, one of the most infamous movie lines is Nicholson and Cruise and You Can't Handle the Truth and A Few Good Men. Like,
yeah.
When I was younger, I used to hate courtroom shit. Like, I just always thought it was so boring. When you get a little bit older and you can kind of follow it, you can appreciate it a lot more. 12 Angry Men, we talked about that before. I thought that was, phenomenal movie. And, yeah, the courtroom stuff has really come to light. Now you got, like, Viva Frey, and, oh, shit, now I'm going to forget the other guy's name. Oh, damn it. A couple lawyers, they like have their podcasts and stuff, and they're always covering in the news and legalities and stuff. It's pretty
true. Crime podcasts are in nowadays, and it's bitches watching it.
Oh yeah, they love that shit.
Oh,
any murder documentary or
they love a good murder documentary where it's the dude who kills another bitch.
Yeah. Or the one where, the wife slowly poisons the husband over a long period of time and she pretty much got away with it, right? That's a big one. I usually like that one. Yeah, my wife freaked me out the other night. She's telling me about her algorithm and what's coming up, and she's like getting a feed of like 911 calls where the husband will be like, I just killed my wife and my kids. I need somebody to come and get me. And I'm like, I've never heard that ever on any of my algorithms. Like, I'm like, you're watching some really fucked up shit. But that's, once the algorithm gets you, it starts feeding you that trash.
And for me, it's husky videos.
I gotta say, there's a lot of, I watch some good fight stuff, and, there's some good violence on there, and it comes across my feed quite a bit. It's pretty much that, and big tits. Pretty much is what it comes down to. Damn it, I'm trying to give credit to this other lawyer guy, but whatever. He's not watching it anyway.
So, we're gonna hear, and you've probably already seen, like bad, hacky OJ jokes now.
Oh yeah, I mean they've always been out there, but yeah, they're gonna come back around. You know, all the golf courses are upset now that he's dead. You know, they're losing money, and yeah, you know, they never found the real killer. You got one? You got a good cliche? Let's hear it. I know you got one.
What the hell was I saying at work?
Work. Jeremy's driving the rehab bus. Hey, you hear about OJ?
No, he was a great football player. He slashed through defenses.
Ayo. I mean, the dude lived a killer existence. You know what I mean? All right. We covered OJ. We talked a little about Rodney King. Now we got to go over to what's happening now.
Is it okay to call OJ maybe a 6-letter word now?
Now we got to go to what's happening now. So, have you heard about the young innocent black man that was shot nearly 100 times in Chicago?
No.
You didn't hear about this?
Not Chicago.
No. So yeah, black man shot in Chicago. The cops actually care, or no, the media actually cares because the cops did it. You know, they don't cover any of the gang shootings that happen all the time.
If Ray, you know, picks up an illegal gun and kills somebody robbing a liquor store, they don't give a fuck.
No, and you don't usually even hear or see the race at all. None of it. That's never even talked about in news reports anymore. But sure enough, today, breaking news: young black man killed by cops in Chicago, and it's like, yeah, that's of course they're blasting it all over the place because they had to say he was shot 100 bullets or 97 bullets or whatever it is, which is probably just the Freemasons, you know, running their psyop. Oh yeah, 96 bullets, everybody. That's them saying, go hit the fucking accelerator.
So what the fuck did this guy do to get shot 96 times?
He shot at the cops.
Okay.
Yeah, he shot at the cops. He did not comply. He had these tinted windows. His window is, you know, down and up. I mean, we try to pull up the video. That way, you know, you have an idea of what we're discussing to the crowd here. But the man who was shot, Dexter Reed, his mama was all upset.
Lord, my baby!
He just got that new car that was dented.
My baby didn't do anything wrong.
All right, let's see. This is probably one of the shortest versions of the video that I can get.
Roll the window down. What are you doing? Roll this one down. Roll that one down too. Hey, don't roll the window up. Don't roll the window up. Do not roll the window up. Unlock the doors now. Unlock the doors now. Unlock the doors now. Open the door now. Open the door now. Open
It's a new car.
the door now.
She didn't even shoot. She runs away.
She's finding cover.
You were right there, just start shooting. She didn't want to shoot him. She's gonna be the next Kim Potter. Except Kim Potter, that was it's a different scenario for sure, but all right. How many? Count them. Count how many shots there are.
No, the cops are taught if you're going to use force like that, you know, center mask until it's no longer a threat.
I mean, what? I guess they all have a clip of about like 12 or whatever,
Yeah.
and then, you know, if there's, I guess what? There's close to probably 8 cops on the scene, 7 to 8 cops, and if they all unload, then yeah, 96 or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
All he had to do was do what the fuck he was told.
Yeah, and of course, you know, they, you know, these are the pictures that they put out of the kid. You know, they're putting out pictures of him like when he was like 15 years old, 16 years old.
Is that a prom pic?
Yeah, this is like a prom picture. This is like junior prom. This is like, yeah.
And they probably
They put out a picture of it, you know, his graduation picture.
they cut.
This is the picture that they didn't put out of him. You know, him with his actual, you know, police report and everything there.
And they cropped out the white girl in that one right there.
Yeah, and I was watching Crowder today. They had some pretty good stuff. Talking about different statistics and stuff about, basically an officer is 18 and a half times more likely to be killed by a black male than an unarmed black male. Wait, by a black male than an unarmed black male to be killed by a police officer. That's what they're saying. So 18 and that's a pretty big stat. Here's him in his graduation pic there.
Aww.
This is like 10 years ago that they're pulling these pictures out.
My baby.
So his history is he was actually released after being charged in 2023 with 3 counts of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and 1 count of possession of a firearm with a revoked FOID card. So that's his history. I mean, this
you should have never got a firearm any way, shape, or form.
Exactly. So when you see this shit's happening, like they're not putting any of this history out. They're hiding all that. They're not talking about it, and they're just saying, this poor young black man, the cops unloaded on him. Well, why don't you guys get all the facts straight? The cops are looking up this guy's record. They're not pulling him over just because he's not wearing a seatbelt. They're looking at what he's done in the past, and they're using their judgment based off of that.
They're not pulling him over for DWB.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't comply. You don't comply. You're already, they're looking at your eyes. They're reading your body language. I mean, she didn't even have her gun drawn, I think, at first. She didn't pull it until a little bit later on, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she did have it out in the beginning. But
no, if she did, put one in him, he fucking deserved it.
I don't think she put anything in him. I don't even think she fired a weapon. I don't know. Now, this whole thing kind of brings me back to the Acorn shooting. Do you remember the Acorn shooting? The cop that unloaded his clip because he heard an acorn fall. So he resigned. The guy that was in the back of that car, handcuffed, he's gonna end up making a huge settlement. He's probably got a
millionaire.
If he's got a good lawyer, then he's a millionaire at this point. Because they're saying he's damaged for life and he's traumatized and all this stuff. I guess that does kind of make sense. That's pretty bad. You look at that clip. I think honestly that the cops probably just have something against white SUVs.
Especially today.
That's the real conspiracy here is why they keep shooting up these white SUVs. It has something to do with the white SUVs.
God damn it.
It's probably a white supremacist SUV, really.
I drive a white Explorer. That's my company vehicle.
Oh, it makes so much sense. Which is interesting because when you go back to the parade where the black dude was in the SUV and he ran a bunch of people over and killed a bunch of people. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The Christmas parade a few years back. They just kept saying it was a black SUV that ran over. They never even went into detail of who was driving the black SUV. I think we should definitely outlaw SUVs. I think that they're a danger to society. And, I think there should be a ban. If not, at least there should be red flag laws of who should be able to own an SUV. What do you think?
I think you're just being a little silly there.
Of course.
Don't take away the crack wagon.
No, we're not taking away your crack wagon.
Or as I also call it, the druggy buggy.
I love it. I like that one better, actually.
Oh, here's the one that really gets people. I also call my company vehicle the Mitsubishi.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
I like it. Look at this guy. He's got jokes.
I'm a talented comedian.
He is. He's good. Shane Gillis said so. It's true. Another thing that happened pretty recently. Do you want to move on? Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on. We've shot it 96 times with our guns. The eclipse is over.
Yeah.
We're alive.
I was not impressed.
It sucked. Our show's way better. Why can't we get billions of people across the world watching? Yeah, it was really cloudy, obviously, where we were at here. But
Yeah, I was in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, picking up a drug-addicted mom.
nice.
And right as they say it's about to start, it gets cloudy, it gets rainy.
Yeah, that's why the chemtrails came right at the perfect time there.
It gets a little dark, so...
Yeah, that was pretty
So,
much it. My kid was so bummed out. He was crying. He was like all upset. He's like, "That's what," because it was cloudy. He couldn't see anything. We were hyping it up, like the news
No,
was.
I hope you told your little bundle of joy that's what you get when you anger the Jews.
That's what I told him. So something pretty funny happened during the eclipse. I think it was like a Mexican news station or something. They were getting footage from viewers that were sending in clips, and this guy had like I guess a flashlight or whatever he was using, and you see like the light, and then you just see his ball sack come into the screen. And they cut away real quick, but it's like clear as day. It's you see the guy's legs and you see his nuts hanging down.
And he's Mexican, so that John is dangling.
It was really funny. So I forget the guy's name who took credit for doing it or whatever. But basically, he's like, they should have vented their the stuff that was coming into them.
Forever, that dude's last name is going to be Huevos, however you say it.
Huevos,
yes.
Huevos.
Jeremy
I want to
does-
see the TMZ.
I don't have any Latino heat in me, so...
All right, fine. I can't find it there. I did have it here, though. Yeah, we'll see if we can actually... yeah, this is it right here. But they don't actually, the clip I'm going to show is obviously going to be blurred out or whatever. But yeah, this one they superimposed the image over top of it.
You still see his hair.
Oh my god, you see his hairy nutsack. So, I mean, out of all the things that happened during the eclipse, I think that was probably the most eventful. Very, very funny. Very good stuff.
Yeah, we didn't die.
Unfortunately, we still have to pay our bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
what other kind of bullshit was the left saying was going to happen? Leftist conspiracy theories.
No, a lot of it was biblical stuff. It was based off of the Bible. It was based off of, and it's interesting people decide to put this together now. But I think there was a comedian, he used to talk about, I forget who it was, and I'll have to try to figure it out. But he talked about how, like, the sky, like, we just take the sky for granted. Like, if the entire earth was, like, encrusted and there was only, like, one little space where you could, like, look out and actually see the sky, like, people would be traveling from all over the world to, like, go and look at the sky. But instead it's, like, all over and we just, like, take it for granted. But then when the eclipse happens, it's like everybody's like, oh, we gotta look up. But it's like...
That sounds like a Carlin bit, to be quite honest. It's probably maybe. Not...
That does sound close. Yeah, it actually might be. I will have to try to... Hopefully I can dive in and find that. But, yeah, I mean, that's a very interesting thing. I think that's 100% true.
If it's not, don't turn it into a Carlin bit.
Like, Dudesy?
Yeah.
Like AI generated. Yeah, no, but, and, I mean, me and my wife, when we were in Cape May, we were looking up, and we had time to actually just sit down and relax. We're looking up at the sky, and, it's just like plane after plane after plane, chemtrail after chemtrail after chemtrail. I'm like, there's no airports right here. Like, why is it constantly planes just coming across, and they're low, they're low altitude, and then, oh, there's a plane that's a little bit higher up, no chemtrail at all coming off of it. Obviously, people talk about it being like, oh, it's water vapor and all this stuff. Well, it's like, why does some planes do it and some planes don't? There was a weatherman that leaked a while back where he was talking about them spraying shit in the air because he was like a ex-Navy pilot or something. Navy pilot.
And we know
Air Force pilot.
And we know Navy's they're the best and the brightest we have to offer.
No, he's an Air Force pilot. Obviously not a Navy pilot.
Even worse.
Well, I guess in the Navy do have pilots, right? Because they come
Yeah.
off the boat. So maybe it was a Navy
Yes,
pilot.
they come off the boat.
There you go.
That's
That's why they call them seamen. Boom! So recently, April 2nd, the government actually, they sent these planes that were putting these crystallized salt in the air to block the sun.
Wait a second. Little Indy's conspiracy
This is
theories.
true. 100% true. None of this is conspiracy. They've been putting shit in the air for a long fucking time. You can get a list of all these operations. Some of it's to increase rain. Other ones are to block out the sun and do all these different things. I mean, Bill Gates wants to block out the sun. He's talked about it. They're talking about doing this. They're actively doing it. They're trialing it. There's stuff written about it back in 2018. So,
Why did he want to block out the sun?
I don't know. Ask Bill Gates. He's a douchebag.
I don't have his number, so I can't ask him.
Well, it's 666 6969. So, they've been doing this stuff for a long time. I just, if we would all look up at the sky a little bit more, you guys would see this shit. We're all looking down on our phones. We're distracted. We're busy. Just spend 30 minutes staring up and just count the planes that are in the sky. They're all not going on vacation. Like when you go to the airport, how many planes are leaving? How often? You're not going to see plane. Like just look up for 30 minutes. I'm telling you.
I look up at the sky all the time. I drive by the airport all the time.
Yeah, but you're by the airport in Philly, so you're going to see a lot more planes. And a lot of those planes, no chemtrails, by the way, because they're fucking commercial airlines.
It has to do with altitude.
You never see the chemtrail planes burst into flames. They're not using MAX 737s for those, apparently.
It's based on altitude and how cold it is up in the sky. At least I think.
Okay, Jeremy. It's chemtrails, bro. You gotta listen to Alex Jones, the globalists. Speaking of
Andy's
the globalists, Brazil versus Elon Musk is happening right now, which is pretty interesting. They basically want they're like trying to dox all these Brazilian journalists and political leaders and stuff. And, Elon's saying no. In Argentina, Javier, he's given them an opportunity for asylum. He's saying, like, hey, any of these Twitter employees, that they're trying to seek out that are in Brazil or whatever, you can... What was that?
I don't know.
Probably next door neighbor.
You're the man in this relationship. Go downstairs and
check it.
Yes.
We're gonna be ending the episode pretty soon here, either way. But did you hear anything about Elon?
No.
Battling globalists. He's doing it all the time. He's just trying to get the truth out there. He doesn't want any censorship. He doesn't want it to be all one-sided. He wants to try to make sure that if it's truth, it's out there, and if it's lies, then they're going to try to debunk it and actually put real information out there, which is why they're trying to shut him down. Something that you added here, you want to get into the Michigan school shooter parents that were, what were they, arrested? They're for manslaughter, I think, right?
Yeah, the judge sentenced them, I want to say, like yesterday, to 10 to 15 years in prison, even though they did not physically, kill those kids. It was
I'm confused of the story. I don't really know even that background of the school shooter there and everything. Like,
no, there's so many. It's like it's kind of hard to like stand out if you're a school shooter.
Yeah, here's the thing. Obviously, parents are responsible for an aspect of what their children are doing. At a certain point, children can become pretty wild, unpredictable, unstable.
Feral.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I have to have more information on the whole story to really figure it out. If it's neglect where, a firearm was left out, unlocked, they maybe they knew that he expressed wanting to shoot people or kill people or had a list, or they found that I think maybe warrants the manslaughter.
I'm not necessarily sad that these, piece of shits are going to prison for like 15 years. Like, I'm just worried how it's going to be, enforced going down the line.
Yeah, because this stuff's happening. So it's kind of one of those things.
Like Ray who robs a liquor store, and kills a couple people. Are you gonna, send his pops to prison for walking out on his family?
Jesus Christ. No, it is going to be interesting to see what comes to light, because there's been a lot of school shootings in the past. I don't think this has ever happened.
This is a
setting
first.
A new precedent for this sort of thing.
I don't think it's a very good one.
I don't think it's a great one either, because, like I said, kids can be absolutely nuts. Look at the South Park episode where all they had to do was say the molest word, and then all the parents went away. Like, that could very well happen with this sort of thing, where it's like, well, listen, I don't care about my parents anyway. I'm gonna go do the shooting, and then they're gonna go to jail, and it's gonna be great. It's a fucking win-win for me. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be like a lot of shitty white trash parents going to jail.
Yeah, I guess it's not all for the bad then. You're right. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this gets handled moving forward. But yeah, if you're a parent out there and you do have guns, then lock that shit up and make sure it's fingerprinted, and make sure you don't have a psycho kid that's gonna fucking get it and go kill a bunch of people. That's our message. The more you know.
Yeah, keep your gat away from your batshit crazy kid.
There you go. Keep your gat away from the bat. Shit, crazy kid. We are going to end it, guys. That's all we got in the tank tonight. We really love that you watched. If you could also like and subscribe and share the show, that would really do us a huge solid. Check me out, andrewg.comedy, Instagram, obviously YouTube. You're watching us here. And then we have a Facebook page, The Jeremy and Andrew Show. So check that out. This guy over here.
All my socials are Jeremy Hubsher. And let's end the show with finger guns. What do you say?
Hey, thanks for watching The Jeremy and Andrew Show. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. New show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern.